Got another first look for you jokers, and today we're going to be taking a look at this Argo kit by ARYMI, the same guys that made this armor box. Okay, it's basically a sister company of Tech. So here is the Argo kit, and here is the armor box. Look at the size comparison. I mean, it is a big difference. This thing is a lot smaller. It's got a built-in tank. It's a stealthier vape. It's supposed to be a stealthier vape. It comes with 2 coil heads, except with this one you get a 1 ohm nichrome, which is meant for your mouth lungers, and then you get a 0.3 ohm, which is what I have in here right now. It holds 1.9 mils of e-liquid. It's not a lot of e-liquid, but this isn't something I'd carry around all day long. I got 4 dots left. It comes 5 dots, just like the armor box. It starts at 4.2 volts and then it dies off as you vape, and then you got to recharge it. It's probably going to last me another 2.5, 3 hours max. Like I said, this isn't something that I would vape on all day long. It's just something that I would carry around that's discreet as far as the size. Now, it's not discreet as far as the vape. This thing could chuck the vapor. I mean, she's a chuckifying it. Hits like a train when it's charged up fully. But the flavor's good. It's on point for a CHC coil head, just like the armor box. That's good. Alrighty, so here's the packaging this ARYMI Argo kit comes in. And inside that packaging, you receive an authenticity card, an Argo kit user manual, 2 CHC coil heads, an extra glass tube, a USB cable for charging, and an Argo mod. So let's go ahead and start with these CHC coil heads. Like you guys just saw, you received 2 of them. A nichrome. This is the 1 ohm nichrome, 7 watts to 15 watts recommended. Definitely more for your mouth and lungers. But with these CHC coil heads, it's clean hand coils. You never have to worry about touching the juice. You just fill up the built-in tank, which I'm going to show you. Grab a hold of the built-in drip tip, which is what I'm holding right now, and you screw it in and you are good to go. Just like the armor kit CHC coil heads, same exact concept. You got 2 feed slots, 1 feed slot on one side, 1 feed slot on the other. You have the organic cotton, which is wrapped around your nichrome, in this case with this coil head, and here is the built-in drip tip once again. There's your connection area down there. And here's a close-up view of the built-in drip tip. Look at that 1 small hole on one side, 1 small hole on the other. Definitely for your mouth and lungers, and it is non-adjustable. Now here's a look at the other CHC coil head. This is the 0.3 ohm, uses 316 stainless steel, recommended vape 15 watts to 50 watts. You got your feed slots on one side, definitely larger, big old feed slots. Feed slot on the other uses organic cotton. Again, wrapped around the 316 stainless steel. Look at the non-adjustable airflow. 1 slot on one side, 1 slot on the other. Definitely larger than the other coil head, but just like the other coil head, this is the same exact concept. You got the built-in drip tip, CHC, clean hand coil. Never have to worry about touching your juice. Gotta love it. Alrighty, so here's the ARYMI Argo mod in all its glory. Now, it comes in 3 different color options, white as you guys can see, black, or silver. She feels like she's made of zinc alloy. It feels pretty solid. Again, this is just the first impressions. We'll find out more information as I go along, but she's 68mm by 42.5mm by 22.5mm. You got your fire button up top, nice clicky button. Built-in Pyrex tank. You can actually unscrew this sucker like so, and the top cap / tank come out. Pretty freaking cool. And you can get in there and clean that up if you want, but you pop that sucker in there, tighten her down, and this tank holds 1.9 mils of e-liquid. You fill it up to the max line right there, and then you screw one of your CHC coil heads in there and you're good to go. Down below you got your 1 amp USB port for charging. At the bottom of this mod you got this little screen, and that is your battery gauge screen. So to turn this device on, 5 clicks of fire button does it. 1 2 3 4 5. 5 dots are going to blink. That is your battery gauge, like I mentioned. So when you got 5 dots, you got a fully charged battery. Mine came to me like this, by the way, so it may come to you like this as well. But as you vape, those 5 dots are going to drop to 4, then 3, then 2, and then you got to recharge it, and it starts at 4.2 volts and it drops. It's got a built-in 1600 milliamp hour battery in it as well. Oh yeah, and they mark it, you can vape this thing all the way down to 0.15 ohms. Little recap for you. So you got this section right here, the Pyrex tank section. It press fits into the top cap section, which screws into the top of the mod, and it blocks everything off. Okay, so you can fill her up, all that good stuff. Okay, here's the inside of the mod right here, and you never have to worry about the juice hitting the inside of the mod because it's blocked off by this Pyrex tank. And another good thing, like I showed you before, this comes with an extra Pyrex tank. So if you were to lose or break this sucker, you'd have another Pyrex tank to go to. Make sure she's nice and tight, and we're going to go ahead and fill her up to the max line. And you don't want to fill it over that max line, because if you do, when you go to screw down the CHC coil head, it's going to overfill. It's going to seep out. And what I'll do from there is just let it sit. Let that juice feed to the wick and then to the coil. All right, so once again, let me show you the performance with this 0.3 ohm CHC coil head in here. Airflow obviously is going to be wide open like you guys saw. It's a nice, smooth, lung restrictive hit. It's not for the airflow hogs, but hear it again. Now, when you're vaping on these CHC coil heads, you want to make sure you don't cover it up. You don't want to deep throat it, okay? That's what she said. You don't want to deep throat it because if you do that, you're going to cover up those airflow slots. I like just to kiss it. Alrighty, so now what I did was I popped the 1 ohm nichrome mouth-alone coil head in here, and I popped 1 or 2 drops down the center, and all I'm going to do is take some primer puffs. Have not even taken a hit off of her yet. And what I'm doing is I'm getting juice to flow into that coil head so I don't have any dry cotton in there. And just to let you know, I just popped this sucker in literally like 2-3 minutes ago. Those mouth lungs, man. I got 3 milligram juice in here and it's hitting like a truck full of dildos at the back of my throat. And that's what those mouth lungers want, right? That's what you guys want, you mouth lungers out there. It's got a nice tight draw, definitely a lot tighter than the 0.3. There we go. That's a wrap. So yeah, so far this thing is becoming my cup of tea. I like something that's small like this that hits like a freight train. And if you see me on the streets and you're like, hey, there's Rip. Well, where's his vape product? Well, typically it's because I'm hiding it well. Okay, I'm hiding it in my back pocket or my front shirt pocket and I'm carrying something small. Something like this. Small, petite, that hits like a freaking truck full of dildos. This is what this does. So far, I'm digging it. This is Rip Trippers, and remember, smoking is dead. Vaping is the future, and the future is now.